Don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. Broncos country, left wide. Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rival Talk for Week 2 of the 2022 NFL season. And, how you doing, Marcus? I don't know if you're doing as good as me, but how you doing?
It's been a week. It's been a weekend. Let's just say that.
It sure has been a weekend, that's for sure, but I think we have two different meanings behind us saying that. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll get into it here soon, but recapping our picks from last week. So, as we saw in the intro there, Marcus, you have 3 points. You got your lock, and you had your upset within possession because they tied.
Yeah.
So that goes as 1 point. Then you did get your random game, and then you did get. The Bills Rams, the first game. Yeah, the Bills Rams, but the Niners lost, so you lost a point there. So that brought you to 3 points.
Great.
Then, obviously we'll talk about it, but they played in a freaking lake, so
It was nuts.
So then I had +1 for the Bills over the Rams. I got the Eagles over Lions. That got a little shaky there at the end. Giants over Titans. Got that one,
Yep.
so +2. And then I didn't get the Jags. They blew it late versus the Commanders.
That was strategic for me to pick that game because I knew you were going to pick that.
Well, it almost happened. So, but.
True.
And then, yes, the big one, which I will save all my talking points for later, but the Seattle Seahawks taking down the Broncos, as I was one of probably the only people in the world who thought they were going to win that game. And yeah, so 5 points for me, 3 points to you after the first week. The good news is nobody's going to be in the negative at all. So
yeah, we got our locks, so there is that.
Yeah, that's off to a good start with that. So yeah, and then real quick, Pooch picks, quick update. Picking up right where everything left off. We got Drake and Dog at 1-0, and we got Henry at 0-1. So
yeah, what's new? My God, he's embarrassing.
That makes him what, like he's got to be what, like 3-13 in his last 16 or so?
Yeah, we might have to check the tape on that, but he's been very bad over the past year and a half or whatever it is.
Yeah, he's really had a Super Bowl hangover, I guess you could say, from winning it that 1 year. So
yeah, apparently he's one and done.
And then so for this week, Drake had the Hawks, and then Dog and Henry both had the Niners. So we'll see what happens there.
Oh, good.
Yep. So quick bits of news here. Some unfortunate injuries around the league. So Dak Prescott out 6 to 8 weeks. I think he has a similar finger thing that Russell had last year, actually.
Yeah.
With like his thumb or something on his throwing hand. Totally classy by Dallas fans when he's coming out the field goal in the locker room, booing him and throwing stuff at him. So that was totally classy by them.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. It's really not shocking.
No, I guess not. You kind of expect a little more out of them than maybe Philly fan or, you know what, maybe not.
Nah,
they're right there.
Yeah, they are. T.J. Watt, so the Steelers are lucky that he's going to be able to return this year. He's only going to be out 6 weeks. He doesn't need surgery for a torn pec muscle. And then, lasted like half a game, Jamal Adams out for the season with a torn quad. So...
Oh, is it the season?
Oh, it's gonna be. They haven't officially said season, but it's gonna be season. Torn quad, and then there's a couple other damages too. So,
man, Jamal Kittle. George Adams just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, at least you didn't trade 2 first-round picks for Kittle. So
that's true. I guess we just paid him a boatload. You did that too.
Yeah, we did that too. So. Yeah, but is there any other news that you know of any other injuries that you're aware of?
No, nothing that really stood out. I guess Oh, no, you already mentioned it. Never mind. I was thinking of the TJ Watt thing. Duh, you already said that. Nope, I'm good, I think.
All right, well then, if you want to go ahead and recap us on that swimming match that the Niners and Bears had last week and preview, or you want to give us a preview of rivalry week? We're ready here, week 2. Don't you love early rival games?
I sure do. Yeah, let me tell you, it's just great, especially coming off the week 1 loss. Yeah, it was. I'm not even going to make excuses because the Bears played decently fine in the weather. But yeah, the field was bad. I was honestly I just wanted to get out of there without getting any major injuries. Yeah. And Elijah Mitchell did tweak his knee, MCL. He'll be out 6 to 8 weeks. What's new with him as well? But other than that, we got out of there relatively unscathed. But I mean, man, every time they stepped on the field, every step they took, a splash of water would come up, and then by the end of the game, it was literally like a pool in the entire stadium. So, I don't want to make too many excuses, but we should have scored more in the first half because we totally dominated the first half and just didn't take advantage of a bunch of stuff we did right. We created turnovers. We ran the heck out of the ball. Trey Lance had some decent passes, but we just didn't take advantage of those scores. We didn't get the scores when we should have. And then maybe the beginning of the second half is when Chicago scored a couple touchdowns quick, and they were both off defensive miscues, especially the first one to our ex-player Dante Pettis, your Washington's finest.
Oh, yeah.
We had a complete miscue by the cornerback and the safety. I don't remember which safety at this point, but he was wide open. And trust me, Dante Pettis does not get wide open unless it's a complete mistake on the defense's part. And that was what kind of changed the momentum. They tied the game at that point and then took the lead on the next possession after I believe we went 3 and out. But then right after they took the lead, the rain got worse than it had been all day long. And I couldn't even see on the screen, the TV screen.
Yeah, I was watching that game too. It was bad.
Yeah, and like it wasn't that bad in the first half. It was doable. Like both teams were throwing the ball around, catching the ball, everything. But right when we needed, like with 8 minutes left, and we actually had to try to make a comeback, it was impossible. I saw the rain, and I'm like, we're losing this game. There's no way we're coming back in this weather. It was impossible. So like I said, I don't want to make excuses because the Bears won the game in the weather, but they didn't do anything either in that last 8 minutes. They were 3 and out every time they had the ball, as were we. So just like when we needed to do things in the first half when the rain was doable, we didn't do it. So that's all there is to it. We blew it. There's no doubt about it. I feel like we're definitely the better team, but the better team doesn't always win, and hopefully they don't let this linger into week 2.
Hopefully they do. So
yeah, I'll bet.
All right. Well, yeah. I guess I'll just recap the Hawks game, and then we can get into our keys for each other's sides on the game.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I've been saying it all offseason pretty much. When this game came out, I've been saying it since the very beginning that if the Hawks were going to win, they were going to win this game because they were facing Russell in Denver at the right time in week 1 when he's still getting used to the team and considering the fact Russell hasn't played at all. Oh, by the way, Marcus, you want to remind me what I said, I believe, mid-October last year?
Yeah, I've said it many times, but you said that Geno Smith was better than Russell Wilson.
I mean, he's 1-0 against him, so take that.
The numbers do not lie.
That's right, the numbers do not lie. So, and speaking of some numbers, Geno, he had a perfect 158.3 passer rating when pressured on Monday night. And you know why that happens? Because you don't hold on the ball and run around and try to chuck it downfield for no purpose. Get the ball out quickly. Yep. I think he finished with. The numbers aren't totally like, oh my god. 195, 2 touchdowns, and 23 of 28, I believe. But he did exactly what he needed to do. He made the plays when he needed to make them, and that first touch on the opening drive to Will Disley, that was incredible. The way I don't know if you saw it, but the way he dodged the sack and just stepped up and found Disley in the busted coverage, that was really. That you can say that was Russell Wilson-esque of the old Russell Wilson, what he used to be. Yeah, the red zone defense was incredible.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Denver got down there a lot. I mean, there were some penalties. As I assumed, there's going to be some growing pains with Kobe Bryant and Tariq Woolen, although Tariq Woolen did outstanding, though. I'll get to him in a minute. But Kobe Bryant obviously got beat on that touchdown of Jerry Jeudy, which was actually a bad throw by Russell, because if Russell hits Jerry Jeudy in stride on that play, then it's not even close as it was.
Yeah.
I don't. How much of the game did you watch Monday?
As you might know, I missed the entire first half because I was getting demolished while playing Elden Ring on PS5, and I thought I was going to be done in time, but I kept dying, and I just had to pass this part, so I missed the entire first half.
Well, I mean, really throughout the game, I don't know if you probably saw some throws, even on some of the completions still. Russell honestly was not throwing the ball that well. Like, he wasn't hitting guys.
He looks kind of like I expected a quarterback who doesn't take his craft completely seriously to look in game one.
Yep, there were some throws that receivers were having to like make insane adjustments to make, and that he wasn't hitting guys in stride. I mean, you could say, yeah, it's Rust because he didn't play and at all in the preseason, but still,
sure,
you're paying this guy $50 million. It doesn't matter. He should be making those throws, and he's been known to make those throws. But as I've been saying all off season long, he's not who he used to be. So,
yep. I mean, I was right there with you. Not necessarily thinking you'd win this game, but I said all off season, as you did, you're not going to be as bad as people said in the national media, and I can only imagine how good Matt Mock is when you said he's so much better than Geno Smith and wanted him to start. Man, you guys got the best quarterback in the history of the universe on your bench, apparently.
Well, hey, Pete did say that we have 2 number 1 quarterbacks, so.
That's true. Pete was not lying. I thought that was just coach talk. He wasn't lying, apparently.
But yeah, so that red zone defense held Denver 0 for 4, and obviously had those 2 big-time fumbles. So, Russell Wilson just cannot find the end zone on the 1-yard line, so we know it's him, not us.
Ooh.
That's kind of a double thing, because that hurts me still too. So, like I said, Geno cooked in the first half, but the second half Denver made the adjustments and he cooled down a little bit, obviously. But again, the key here is he didn't make any mistakes that we've known Geno in the past to make. Like, he played smart, still fundamental football. He held on the ball.
Run he had in like the fourth quarter.
That was huge too. Yeah, that was
ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, even I was like, wow, I had to give him props for that.
So, the run game, it wasn't as good as I was anticipating it to be. You can credit that to Denver's defense. I'm hoping that's a little better moving forward. And as I already mentioned, some rookie growing pains. Tariq Woolen had a couple, boneheaded penalties. Kobe Bryant as well, and that one mistake. Abe Lucas and Charles Cross, overall, they had a pretty good night. There were a couple of plays, though, that they got beat pretty bad on. But overall, they had a pretty good night. And there was a holding call on Abe Lucas that was insane. That should not have been called holding. That took away a big run for Penny, so I won't blame him for that. But yeah, I mean, overall, the game pretty much went, I think, as I expected it to go. Close, hard-fought game, and that felt like Seahawks football. That's the first time that I've watched a game and been like, man, this is a Pete Carroll coach Seahawks type of football game. Like, I haven't felt that way in a while. So good defense, just enough offense, and I mean that was a formula 10 years ago. So.
Yep. Who's that linebacker that won like Player of the Week or whatever?
Oh yeah, Uchenna Nwosu won Player of the Week. He had the first sack on Russell, so that was nice. And Cody Barton, I have to shout out Cody Barton too. I know I wouldn't say I've been a hater of him, but I haven't been a big believer in him. But he came up big. I think he had 10 tackles total and made some big plays too. So yeah.
Is he? I saw he was maybe hurt for a bit. Is he okay? I didn't see.
Yeah, I think he's fine. I think he had taken a knock to the head at one point, but I think he's fine. So.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, overall, I liked pretty much just about everything I saw, except just obviously like the second half. I'd like to see the offense be more consistent throughout the entire game and not disappear like that and get the run game going. But I mean, overall, I was satisfied and I was very happy. So.
So they left you smiling and satisfied?
That they did.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it.
So I heard Penix did that as well.
Oh my God. That's what she said. All right. Anyways, back on topic here. I do want to real quick say, just 'cause it really has annoyed me the last couple of days hearing national media kind of rip Seattle fans apart when they have no clue.
Man, he deserved those boos.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing nonstop like, oh, he won you a Super Bowl. First off, no, he didn't win us a Super Bowl. The Legion of Boom won a Super Bowl. Yeah. You could say, sure, we needed the quarterback, but look at the season. Like I can remember throughout that year, 2013, in some Seahawks groups and stuff that I was in, we were like complaining about the offense almost every week. Like the offense was not that great throughout the season. Like we won.
Russell wasn't Russell that second or third year or whatever it was.
Not even close. Like granted, yes, Russell was clutch when we needed him. Like what he provided was in some of those games, like the Texans game, the Buccaneers game, that comeback that year. Yeah, when we needed him to be clutch, he came through for us. But overall, it was the defense. It was the defense and Marshawn Lynch. So first off,
I even saw some posts in like some sports groups that we're in, and it's just, I mean, I guess I understand where they're coming from, I guess, but man, I don't know. Russell is just, he deserves all.
Yeah, he deserves, because people just don't understand the way it's really, for me, like I told you, we all know this, like the way he just was so disingenuous about him leaving. Like I would have rather him just been honest about it and open, like say, hey, I don't know what my future's going to be. I just want to do what's best for me. Great, I can respect that because I understand that. But the fact he kept on babbling on about, I'm a Seahawk for life, I love Seattle, I'll be here forever, while he was orchestrating the trade, like that's a word I can't say. That's a word I can't say kind of move. So
yeah, he was phony and fake throughout the entire thing, and even for the last 3 years, basically. I've been trying to tell you guys.
Yeah.
Luckily, you see that I was right the whole time.
Yeah. And there was a local news thing that did the other day. I shared on my Facebook. I don't know if you saw it, but there was a line that they said that I absolutely love that hits it head on. Russell, he could have been Edgar, but instead he's A-Rod.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, it does. So. All right, well, how about the keys to the game? What do you got for the keys for your 49ers for this week?
I'm still kind of in that flux position like I was before week one, like I said last week, where you don't really know what to expect yet because every season is different and any team can look a certain way, maybe that you didn't expect them to after the offseason. Once the bullets fly, things happen. But I don't know what to take from week one, if anything, honestly. And it's going to be raining apparently on Sunday in California. I mean,
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know, weird. That's what it's set to do right now. I've been checking, and I mean, it's not going to be as bad as it was in Chicago. It's just impossible, I assume. But of course, it's supposed to rain on Sunday for our game. I guess what I need is I need to see I just need to see the run game actually be able to build something so we can build off of that on the play action, because that's the Shanahan offense. And, the running game wasn't terrible against Chicago. It was actually really good with Elijah Mitchell. Then he went out, and then, I don't know, it just didn't look the same after that. And I'm hoping one of the two rookies gets some carries this week, and hopefully they take that job and run with it, either Jordan Mason or Tyrion Davis-Price, because I do like Jeff Wilson Jr., but I prefer him as more of a
change of pace,
steady backup presence that definitely can get his carries, and he'll get his 10 carries. But I would like to see Jordan Mason take the job until Eli gets back. And Shanahan did say that they're going to ride the hot hand, so he did not commit to any running back getting the start I assume Jeff Wilson Jr. will start the game, but he did not commit to any running back getting the bulk of the carries. So that's what I need to see. I need to see the run game established, and sure Debo will get a lot of those runs as well. And then we gotta hit some of those receivers on play actions. We just have to, and it was damn near impossible to do in that driving rain in that first game. Like I said, even Chicago couldn't do it unless we completely flubbed our defense and had a miscommunication. So I just kind of need to hit the reset button, I guess. And I'll need to see the run game. I need to see Trey be decisive, even if I don't think he's going to hit everything and be completely accurate. He's not quite there yet, in my opinion. I just need him to be decisive and get rid of the ball when it has to be get rid of. I don't care if that means throwing it away, whatever. Take off and run when you can, but don't be stupid about it.
Don't be a Russell.
Yeah, don't be a Russell. And on defense, no more miscommunications by the safeties would be nice. I'd like to see Talanoa Hufanga, our strong safety, who had a heck of a game.
He had a nice interception.
A sack, a fumble, a forced fumble. He was literally all over the field that entire game. It was beautiful to see, and that was my draft steal from last year. And he might have gained some confidence after that blocked punt against the Packers last year in the playoffs. But he looked like the best player on the field for both teams on Sunday. So I want to see more of him doing his thing, and I got to see the pressure on Geno Smith, make him get rid of the ball quick. Although he did a really good job of that and hit his receivers, still got to do it. You can't expect him to be a perfect passer rating on under pressure 2 games in a row. I hope not, at least. So really, I just need to see, like you said, Seahawks football. I need to see 49ers football. Run the ball, play defense, and hit those passes off play action.
Yep, this really are 2 offenses that are trying to be built the same way, and 2 teams. I mean, it's kind of getting back to the roots of when our rivalry really started getting going 10 years ago. So.
And I'm a really old school guy when it comes to football. That's what I like. I like the run game. I like defense. I'm not really into the spread offenses that a lot of teams are playing these days. Some call Kyle Shanahan a little bit boring, although completely innovative. He is a little bit boring, but I love every second of it, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Okay, Boomer.
I know.
But yeah, so my 3 keys. Number 1, gotta contain Trey. I know people were bagging on Trey after this week, but again, I can't make a judgment on a guy after that. I know you mentioned I can't make excuses, but still, I mean, that was ridiculous. That weather was ridiculous. Can't really make a judgment on that. So, if I trust me, I know that Trey can be really good, so got to contain him. Hope that the defensive backs can step up again. Like I said, Tariq Woolen, he had a passer rating of 39 this past week, which was the best in NFL. So
really? For all starting quarterbacks, huh? Damn.
Yep, that's what I saw. So unless I was given some fake news, and
no, I'm just surprised that somebody didn't give up 0 passes at all. So that's kind of weird. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so that was nice to see for him in his first game. I'd like to see him maybe get his first interception this week. Keep that pressure on too. That's something the Seahawks did really well as well. Was getting the pressure, and they were strategic in the pressure too. They did what they needed to do with Russell, which was keep him in that pocket with the pressure.
Yeah.
So that's what they're gonna have to do with Trey too. They're gonna need to keep him in the pocket with the pressure, get creative with it. I did like some of the new schemes I saw. I mean, Pete was right. There are some new schemes there, but I can see areas where there's new things, but also see areas where there's still kind of similar things, which still kind of tick me off a little bit. But I do like kind of the mix up they've done and some of the new pass rushing they've been doing. So keep that going. Number 2, some offensive consistency. I'd love to see Geno come out and just fire it again and get going again, just like this past week. But I'd like to see it throughout the entire game. So if we're gonna let Geno cook the first half, let him cook the second half too. So I guess we're just saying let insert quarterback name cook in from now on. So. But yeah, so that consistency throughout the game, let's be balanced throughout, and then as well, my third one as well, establish a run. We didn't really do that this past weekend, so I like to see that this week, get Penny going. And if we're gonna have another running back right now, because I think Walker's still gonna be out, I really want us to stop giving Travis Homer carries. He's good at blitz packages and pick up blitzes and all that and pass protection. But he cannot run the ball. If we're gonna have someone give Penny a break, it's got to be DJ Dallas. I never understand. It's DJ Dallas. He always has great preseasons, but then come the regular season, we never given him the ball. So I don't really understand that. So I'd like to see DJ get a little more mixed in there, but hopefully Penny can get going. We can establish that run this week. So yeah, those are my keys.
Fair enough.
All right, well, time for our picks now. So, so your lock. What's your lock this week?
All right, my lock was influenced a little bit by an injury. I'm going to go Bengals over Dallas by 10.
Ooh. By 10. All right, and I'm going with a team who's probably going to bounce back and is primed to bounce back against this team big time. The Rams over the Falcons by 17.
Okay.
All right, what's your upset? What'd you pick?
I've went back and forth a billion times on this upset pick, like, as you know. So are you okay with either one of the last
I'm okay with either one of them, yes.
I just can't do the Jags over the Colts. I can't. I don't think it's going to happen, although, you know what? Fine. It's more in the spirit of this thing. Give me the Jags over the Colts by 1, and hopefully I can just snake a +1 with the single-digit win or loss.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah. I mean, it worked for me. That's my strategy on these, just to make sure I get 1 point at the very least. So it worked last week with the Texans over Indianapolis, so we'll go with Jags over Indy.
And I'm going to have to change your random game now because that was going to be the random game.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm going to think of that on the fly now, so cool. All right.
Great.
All right, my upsets. I'm taking the Bears over the Packers. I know the Bears are 1-0, Packers are 0-1, but think of how many times the Packers have been owning the Bears, and I get things are a little different for the Packers right now, but it's still Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. So it's in Lambeau, right? I believe, yeah, it's in Lambeau.
Correct.
So this would be an upset. If the Bears beat the Packers, it would be an upset. So I'm taking the Bears over the Packers by 3.
All right.
All right, you give me my random because I have an idea, but I want to hear yours.
You do, huh? All right. Well, what do you think it's going to be? Now, I'm going to give you Los Angeles Chargers versus Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh, okay, that is a good one. Well, I mean, I picked the Chargers to win the division this year, and I've been hyping them up, so I feel like I got to go with the Chargers. So give me the Chargers over the Chiefs. I'm going to say they're going to be without Butker too, which I know it's a kicker, but still, Butker's a good kicker. So I'm going to say Chargers by 5.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Vikings, Eagles.
Oh, I had a feeling this was the one. This one is legitimately tough. I think this is going to be a really close game. God.
Shouldn't have picked Jags Colts as your upset then.
I do like how I like how they both played. I like a little bit better how the defense in Minnesota played. So based just on that and the Justin Jefferson factor, I'm going with Minnesota by 3.
By 3, all right. All right. And finally, rivalry week 1. Always love it this early. So I still have no clue what I'm going to decide on. So who are you deciding on?
Well, I am completely unconfident in this. I'm going to go with my heart in this one for one more week. I'm going to let them break my heart one more time before I start being a little more objective. I'll go 49ers over Seattle by 1.
All right. And yeah, I mean, I do believe the Seahawks can win this game.
Yeah.
But man, I still believe the Niners are a really good team. I just like I said, I kind of just throw out last week. Man, you know what? I'm just gonna say Niners by 1 as well. Like I said, I believe the Hawks can win. But I think I'm just gonna have to go with the Niners this week +1. If the Hawks win this game, then I can start kind of like you were saying. If Niners start winning,
opposite trajectories.
Yes. We're going opposite trajectories, and I'll be picking the Hawks more often. You'll be picking the Niners less often.
That is correct.
So yeah, all right. So you got Bengals over Cowboys as your lock, Jags over Colts as your upsets. Vikings over Eagles, and then Niners over the Hawks. And then I got Rams over Falcons as my lock, Bears over Packers as my upset, and Chargers over Chiefs, and the Niners over the Hawks as well.
You already got a commanding lead, 5-3.
Oh yeah, commanding 2-point lead that can change in the blink of an eye. All right, well, before we talk about quickly about our college teams, I'm sure you want to mention some that happened this weekend. Real quick, did this last year, got to do it again, our fantasy football updates in our league that we're both in together. Judging by that sound, as you can guess, Marcus is 0-1. Yep, so I can't remember who he lost. It was Josh, right?
I lost to Joshua, and yeah, my running back core got decimated with Najee Harris and Elijah Mitchell. going out early in both of their games. Najee's supposed to be back this week, but you never know. Eli's out for 8 weeks, obviously. So
and you were also involved in a league history 5-team trade that sent me AJ Brown. So
yeah, and he dominated. But I was kind of expecting that in game one. I just wanted that Mike Evans, Tom Brady connection on my team. So hopefully that trade doesn't come back to haunt me the entire year, but. Yep. We will see. I don't know. It's going to be tough. My team is not looking great if Najee Harris is not going to be somewhat healthy the rest of the year.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I got myself that Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, and A.J. Brown stack, so it's not going to quite be that Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill stack I had a couple years ago, but it's still going to be pretty good, pretty fun. So, but I started 1-0 myself. It's always nice to put up 200-plus points in week one, so... Banked on Saquon Barkley, and it paid off so far, so hopefully he stays healthy.
Yeah, he looked really good.
Yeah, he did. All right, so, real quick before we go, quick college football update. You want to share the good news?
Yeah, a little college football update. And yes, this is, technically it's good news, even though it sucks that I had to come to this, but my Nebraska Cornhuskers did fire Scott Frost finally. Honestly, after he's gotten fired, there's been some stuff coming out that maybe we'll have to discuss in depth another time.
Oh, wow. Vomit?
On the back end.
Maybe
weren't what was that?
Vomit stuff?
Yeah, pretty much. I'll just give you one little tidbit. Apparently, the head coach was late to practice almost daily. So
wow, is this Urban Meyer we're talking about, or?
No, not like that. It's more of just incompetence at every level of his.
Wow.
His care factor seemed to be there. He wanted to win, but he just either didn't know what it took, or just, you know what, maybe his care factor wasn't there. I think he liked the idea of being the head coach at his alma mater, and the idea of being the most powerful man in the state for the most part. But everything that went along with it, he couldn't handle, and. There's a lot of things coming out now, and
wow,
yeah,
all will be revealed in his book.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see the major reveal in his book. But our new head coach interim is a guy named Mickey Joseph, who was our associate head coach and wide receivers coach, and he's a former player as well. I love him. I've actually called that this was going to happen since the off season when we hired him. The moment we hired him, I said basically that he's going to be our next head coach. So that actually happened. Pretty crazy. Wow. He's a no BS type of guy, 100%.
A no vomit type of guy?
No vomit type of guy. His press conferences couldn't be more different than Scott Frost's press conferences. And his very introductory press conference, which, yes, it's very easy to win those press conferences. He said there will be major changes basically in the structure of practice and just day-to-day operations. And I like hearing that just because obviously there needed to be major changes when you're 16 and 31.
Yeah, that could explain a lot of the one-possession losses then.
100%. The attention to detail for Scott Frost was complete zero. And I don't think it's going to be complete zero with Mickey. And he's going to get 9 games to prove himself. We will go out and look for another coach, but I mean, it would be ideal if he could take this job and run with it. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I'm now excited for the season when I wasn't. So
yeah, congratulations to the new coach. He gets to face Oklahoma right away, right?
Yeah, I know, and he hates Oklahoma from his Big 8 days when he played them all the time. So this is a big game for Mickey as well. I mean, it's going to be tough. This first game is going to be tough. After this, we have a bye week, so we got some time. Then we play Indiana. I think that's when you kind of see a little more of the Mickey effect. But who knows? I'm more confident now that I'm playing Oklahoma than I was 5 days ago. So just getting Scott Frost out of here feels like a weight off the state's shoulders, unfortunately. Like I said, I didn't want it to happen, but it needed to happen.
All right. Well, brighter days ahead for the Huskers out there then.
It can't be worse. He was literally the worst coach in our program history. So, wow. I mean, it'd be tough to be worse. Let's just say that.
All right. Big shoes to fill then.
Yeah.
Well, the Huskies once again took care of business. Again, we've talked about this before. Teams that you're supposed to beat, you need to look at beating them. Well, they did that again against Portland State, 52-6. Penix just continues to be incredible. 337, 2 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception, but overall another great game. Running backs had some good games too. Wayne Taulapapa had 94 yards and a touchdown.
Wait, what was that?
Taulapapa.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Cameron Davis had 70 and 2 touchdowns. And hey, a former Nebraska running back had a touchdown for us. Will Nixon had a touchdown.
Oh, weird. Okay, I didn't know he was there.
Yeah, yep. Jalen McMillan, receiver, had 4 receptions, 127 yards and a touchdown. And Giles Jackson added 6 receptions for 105 yards. So the receivers are looking good. Everything's looking good for the Huskies right now. But this is the week of the big test to see if the Huskies truly are back. Because number 11 Michigan State is coming to town this weekend. I've been looking forward to this one. I'm excited for this game. I do think the Huskies can win this game. I think they can pull this upset off. But really, as long as they are competitive, if they can be competitive and not get blown out, then I'll still be optimistic. But if they win this game, then they should be in the top 25 next week. Then if they win this game, and they're definitely
for sure.
Yeah, and then they're definitely back. So yeah, this is a big one. So we'll see if Michael Penix can handle the pressure and keep up being solid as he's been.
You said this was a big one. That's what Penix said.
Yep, this is a big one for Penix. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can come through here.
Oh, all right. I have no comeback for that one.
All right, well, I guess we'll just end on that then. So, yeah. So rivalry week already. Here we go. I'm sure we'll be talking a bit throughout the weekend and on Sunday. So, yeah.
Yeah, we got to switch up the routine a little bit. I listened to Huey Lewis in the news before the last game, so that didn't work.
No. You go ahead. You can listen to Huey Lewis this weekend.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm very superstitious, so a new routine for week 2. We'll see.
I don't know. I think that week 1 routine would work well at least one more week. You can't nix it after 1 week. You got to leave it for at least 1 more week.
Yeah, that's what you think, but no. I have thought of that one time. Maybe I need to let it develop and see if it catches, and maybe I'm switching too quickly. But no, it's never worked for me. I've never tried that in the past, and I fear change. So I'm going to stick with this and get a whole new routine going for this Sunday. All
right. Well, we'll see. I know it's only week 2, but it is a big game because both of us being 1-0, you being 0-1, this can really flip the season. So.
Oh, it honestly is. If we lose this game, then we're going to Denver next, and we're staring 0-3.
Yeah, if you lose this game, then it wasn't Russell that owned you. It's just been.
Yeah. Then I guess it's just the Seahawks that own us, and not necessarily Russell.
Oh wait, you got Denver next week?
Yeah, Denver.
Yeah, so you better win this game.
Yeah, and then it gets it lets up a little bit after that, but it's not good. And the second half of the season is completely brutal, which you got to go through it too, because our schedule is the NFC West plays a very tough schedule this year.
Yeah,
so.
they do.
Yeah,
all right.
It's not good. If we lose this game, it's looking very bad, and I will congratulate you on your victory for the rest of the season.
Well, on that note, I'll just go ahead and congratulate you on your victory this weekend. So congratulations to the Niners being 1-1 this week. So.
Wow, yeah, that's not going to happen. I can already tell. I know you're just trying to be nice, and you know that you're going to win, even though you picked the Niners. That's you trying to tempt fate. You're trying to throw it out there as a jinx. So you know the Seahawks are going to win. So congratulations.
Game. I have no clue what you're talking about.
By the way.
Yes, go Mariners. Julio Rodriguez, 2025 club.
Yep, only the 3rd player ever.
Only
rookie. Rookie. Jeez.
Oh, rookie. Okay, yeah. I was about to say.
Yeah, that would have been something. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we've got this week. So week 2, we'll see if it's as wild as week 1 was. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. And hey, yeah, Seahawks Nation, let's ride.